Good evening and welcome to our Village Towing pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along. Brother, it's already week 9, but we are in for what should be a real fun game tonight.
Take away the weeks, as long as the title is Western versus Central, no matter where they're playing at, it's always going to get us excited. We know the players are excited. We know when we talk to the coaches in a little bit, they're going to be excited, so let's just get this game rolling.
We're starting with the Western Warriors, 4-4 on the year, and a win tonight puts them at least into a position to have an opportunity to play in Week 10.
You know, I think that has a lot more meaning to it than you think. You know, it's like, okay, so you've got the situation where you're playing your rival who's coming off, you know, they're struggling a little bit, wins and losses, so they really are playing, this is their Super Bowl right here. This is the best that they're going to get to, and this is the last game for a lot of these seniors, well, all the seniors on the team. So they're going to be coming out with a different level of energy. You've got to maintain that discipline and that focus, because the reality of it is if you let your guard down, not only are you looking at losing the rivalry game and the Fireman's Trophy, but you're looking to lose out on that opportunity to be in a Week 10 opportunity in the playoffs.
Now, as both teams, I got to believe the key to both of their success is to somehow find a way to control your emotion.
I think controlling your emotions is always easier said than done, and as a coach and as a player, you know, you get so ramped up one way or the other, and then you can say you're calm, but then there's one hit that happens out there or a play that happens there, and all of a sudden you start, you know, trembling a little bit, and you're like, oh man, I got to be able to do it. But the reality of it is, for these guys, you know, they know what's at stake. Both teams know what's at stake. Central's playing for their season. Western's playing for their season. They're just going to go out there, and I think the team that can really dictate the pace early is going to give themselves a chance, because Central came into the game last year where Western needed to win, and they put up a valiant effort, kept the game close through 3 quarters. So, you know, now you're at your home field, you got your fans behind you, you got your home crowd behind you, so, you know, maybe that gives you a little extra, maybe a 6-point swing right there. So a lot of things are in play here tonight. You know, it's a rivalry. I mean, you can't tell them not to get excited.
Well, last week we saw this field get tore up pretty bad, but Mike White and the group here from Bay City Central was miraculous in making this field as playable as it is tonight. So with the rain subsiding some 7 or 8 hours ago, weather shouldn't be a factor in this game tonight, which is great for both teams.
I hope not, because you know, talking with Aiden Robinson throughout the year, you know, I mean, he's a fantastic back, and he's had some games where he's pushing 200 yards. And when he gets to the sideline and he gets to the wide side of the field, and he can just fly, and that's fun to watch. Western really has a lot of backs with a lot of speed that can do a lot of things. Central, as we saw last week, they called a great game. They just weren't able to execute it. And I think if they're able to figure that out, and of course it's not raining, the ball's not going to be slippery, it's not going to slide out of their hands, all those little things that happened last week. Again, bad lucks and bad luck breaks against them last week. So I think we're going to see the 2 best the teams out there that are going to be able to perform at their best.
Bay City Central is as healthy as they have been since week number 1. I think that plays a factor in this game. I got to see this game coming down to whoever's got the ball last and scores is going to win it. I think it's going to be that good, close, and hard-fought a game. And that about puts the wraps on this portion of the pregame show. But we're going to have something really special going on tonight. We got both coaches coming up. We hope and anticipate for a little confab on their thoughts of this game.
I tell you what, I've talked with Coach Willits. We started the Chris Willits show this year on our YouTube station. Just, you know, something fun to do, and we had football with Freddie. So, you know, talking to those guys throughout the season, you know, I just enjoy it, because I know as a coach you want to be able to showcase your players. You want to be able to have that platform to put those guys out there in different spots and in different opportunities. So those guys are great conversational pieces. Can't wait.
That about puts the wraps on our Village Towing pregame show on Bay County TV. Back with the rest of the pregame in a moment on Bay County TV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. TV, Jeff Doan, along with the head man of the Bay City Western Warriors, Chris Willits. Coach, welcome. It's
Thank you,
week
Jeff.
number 9, and the season just goes poof for football.
Well, at least playing, on the grass, it goes poof. We're all practicing, we're all preparing, and we're all doing football year round. But yeah, doesn't it seem like yesterday it was August 7th?
And that season starts. And at this point in the year, tell me about the health of your ball club. Are they pretty healthy coming into week number 9?
Oh, why would you ask that question, Jeff? Yes, we are healthy, but knock on wood, knock on wood.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like every year, you do everything you can to prepare the kids physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whether it's strength lifting, whether it's leadership building, all that type of stuff. Yet, sometimes, kids are kids, it's a physical game, and kids get banged up. So knock on wood, we've been very fortunate this year with very few injuries, quite honestly. I don't know exactly why. I mean, again, I shouldn't say that. We do a lot of strength training off season and in season. We sell the parents and the kids that, being durable and strengthen your body to resist injury is just as important as lifting a lot of weight, right? Because a high school boy wants to do that. And then, we do that off season and in season. And I also, with the rules in the MHSAA as far as contact and practice, I think all of us high schools for the most part have gotten better at not putting our kids as much at risk in practice during the week than maybe we did when you and I were in high school, right? Doing the nutcracker drill, doing live scrimmaging, those are really have gone by the wayside. And so, we don't tackle in practice, we thud in practice. And I feel as a result, you always got to make sure the kids are tough so they can play on a Friday night and block and tackle. But I think that also goes a long way in keeping at least us healthy, but I think for the most part, most teams.
Now, the health of your team, again, as you touched on, has a lot to do with the strength and conditioning. And you've got a great group of kids that have bought into that off-season program. They work multiple sports, but they find time to do it. But it's as much the team building and camaraderie that's as important as the actual strength and conditioning.
Yeah, and in this day and age, so many young men and women, high school athletes, want to go to their own gym and want to work out at their own house or want to get their own personal trainer. You have places now that are open 24 hours a day, right? So our challenge is that component right there. One, what type of supervision do they have if they lift at these different places? And second of all, are you becoming a loner? Are you becoming, where is the teamwork? Where is the chutzpah? We're going to do this together. We're going to work. I can count on my brother type of stuff in the off season. So we've gotten to the point where we expect them to be at our place, but we also understand that if they're playing baseball or playing another sport, that the workout may be similar but different. I think what we've done the last 6 years, quite honestly, is said, whatever we do, we have to be physically strong if we want to compete in the Valley. Because the Valley is so darn good, so darn talented, so-called physical, as you know, that if our kids don't buy in to strength training, there's no way we can compete, no way.
Last, I want to talk about the leadership on your team and the kids that stand out and step up and lead by example that make the other kids just want to be part of that and work harder.
Well, we have our 4 captains. Braylon Ogosh is probably the most vocal of my 4 leaders. Braylon's a little guy. Shouldn't say he's a little guy. I apologize, Braylon. You're not a little guy. He's strong. He's a tough kid. But he's probably the most vocal of my 4 leaders. Jackson is kind of a no-nonsense. Jackson Clark, our quarterback. Lucas Julian is another one that's kind of a no-nonsense, doesn't talk a lot, lead by example. And then Jack Ivan really rallies the linemen because he's my sole lineman that's a captain. You encourage the teenage boy, the high school boy, not to be afraid to hold each other accountable and hold themselves accountable. It's just really hard to get after friends that happen to be your teammates. And, it's a cliche that you have to be able to put your friendship aside and put the team first if it demands and if it needs that. And we're no different than anybody else. There's days that my leaders lead and there's days that they don't lead. And that's a constant theme that we're talking about. How can you be a better leader? How can you be a better teammate? How can you do extra? I would say those 4 have designated themselves with their peers because they were voted as captains. I would say 2 others that come to mind would be Prince O'Laughlin, who was not voted a captain, but Prince has really become much more vocal. I don't think he said 5 words his junior year. And this year he's getting after teammates and doing extra. And they all respect Prince because Prince delivers the goods. And then Tate Dutcher. Tate Dutcher was a late bloomer. Was a second stringer as a freshman and as a sophomore. And then I think he started his first game against Midland High last year, which was game 7. And he has been solid as can be. And he's not afraid to speak up, and to be that guy even though he's not a captain. So, I'm proud of him. I don't tell my kids enough that I'm proud of them, because to be a leader in this day and age where everybody just does their own thing, it reminds me that I got some extraordinary kids. I got some special kids because I'm asking a lot of them. And day after day after day, whether they succeed or they fail, they're trying. And, come the Bay City Central Western game, you come up and show up and play your rear end off. And then it's Bay City's the benefit. And win or lose, Bay City's the benefit. Quite as simple as that.
Well, Bay City is the benefit. A win tonight gives you an opportunity to play in week number 10, depending on how the chips may fall. So, not that your kids need any extra motivation, but I kind of think you'll have something special for them pregame, and they'll be bouncing off the walls when they come out. And it's a pleasure, Coach, to always spend a minute with you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Nothing but luck tonight and continued success in the future.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you.
Back as our pregame show continues in just a minute on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Good evening and welcome back to our pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with the coach, Kevin Frederick. Coach, welcome.
Appreciate it.
Here we are, week number 9, with a whole lot on the line and a whole lot of pride and bragging rights for this club.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for us, this is the end of the road this year, but you have the opportunity to get a win week 9 against your rival. Kids are fired up.
Well, the bottom line at the end of the day, we did your game last week, and we talked a little bit about it before we went on the air. Play calling was very good last week. We were really impressed with the play calling. The execution, the rain, and everything else kind of throws everything off. You don't really have to get these guys dialed up for the game itself, but as far as dialing them into the discipline of execution, how to talk about that.
Well, we really talked eye discipline this week. Make sure that your eyes are reading the right keys, that don't get caught up in the emotions of the game, which are going to be easy to do, and really just focus on that play. And when that play's done, focus on the next play. Let's not get caught up in what happened the previous play. Sometimes you get into that trap and it loses you lose focus of what you need to do. So we're hopeful that our kids this week have had a great week of practice. I think they're dialed in and ready to go.
Well, I think you can tell a lot about how the week's going to go just by Monday. The changes, the adjustments you make, how the kids are absorbing that, and then how they can put that into execution mode on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, asking the right questions right now, and that's what they're doing. So we know when they're asking the right questions, and it's translating in practice and scout teams. Even our scout team kids this week were tremendous. They were doing their best to run Western's offense, which is not easy to do. And I think a lot of their success is they're very unique. They're the only team around that runs what they run, and in a lot of ways, it's backyard football. So we have to make sure that we are relentless to the ball, and just communicating with each other, and again, reading our keys.
We did our pregame show, back in August now, which seems like it was last week, and we sat down with quite a few of your seniors, leaders. DeRocher, Sawinski, Harris, Sirianni. Talk to me a little bit about how important it is for those guys. I mean, they've been a big part of you since you've been back, as far as growing through the program. Just what it means to you to see those guys go out on the field for one last time.
Yeah, obviously I know a lot of their families, and so it is emotional to see these kids and know that this is their last time playing for Central. I've been back a few years now, so this is a group of kids that I watch play at Handy Middle School and in our BFL league, and come up through freshmen in our building and just mature over the years and really dedicate themselves to Central football. And I can't ask for anything more than those kids. So I want them to have the success of what it feels like to beat Western here on our home field, and I believe that they're ready to do that tonight.
Well, and I think as you look at this season and how it goes, you've got probably at least 3 ball games that a play here and there changes the momentum of that game and the potential outcome. So I think people get too hung up on looking at records. I look at how the season's gone. I think that these kids have put forth great effort. It doesn't always translate into wins and losses.
Unfortunately, we've had a lot of, I don't want to call it bad luck. It just is what it is. We started off the season very optimistic. We had some tough injuries early on. I believe it was after week 2, we were breaking in a new middle linebacker. We were breaking in probably arguably one of our best offensive linemen and defensive linemen in J.J. Schultz. Our one of our better communicators in the secondary, Tyler Anthony, got mono. So this all happened like it felt like within the same week. And when that happens to a team, and you're already struggling maybe with depth and experience, it can take its toll. Now our kids have played hard through a lot of adversity. We have had some bad breaks, but we feel like we're healthy. We had a few of those guys back tonight for the first time since week 2, so we're excited to get that, to see them have an opportunity to play and at least finish out the season with pads on.
I just want to end on this. I think the one thing that you can take a lot of pride in as a coach, and something that I did as a coach myself when we were struggling through things, bad breaks, bad luck, is they haven't given up. They keep showing up. We keep hearing about the same guys showing up, the same leaders, so that's a testament to you. So congratulations on it's a culture, and when you can do that with the right type of guys who, when things start going around, it's so easy nowadays for kids to find something else to do, whether it's maybe not even playing, maybe quitting 3-4 games into the season.
That has not happened, and really, like you said, it's the culture change. It's the best it's been, at least since I've been the head coach here at Central. I feel like we have kids, even through the tough losses, we haven't had finger pointing. We've had people hold each other accountable, and that's what you see good teams do, right? And that's something that we emphasize with our boys to hold each other accountable, but do it the right way, and not finger point. And we have not done that, and I'm proud of the fact that, like I said, I've had tough years where you scratch your head and you're like, you almost like can't wait for it to be over because of all the things that may have gone wrong in the season. But this isn't one of those teams. I truly wish we could continue to play.
I was in the hallway all day long. I really felt a special energy in the halls today.
Yeah.
And one thing we know is for certain, those kids are going to bring their A+ game tonight, and we are very excited to see a tremendous football game between 2 awesome rivals, and the Fireman's Trophy going to the winner, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Back as our pregame show continues in just a moment on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low.
seriously.
And builds.
Strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
special treat for you to close out the 2023 football season. The Western and Central bands join forces to entertain us tonight. The combined bands, under the direction now of Central Senior drum major Manny McMahon, performs Crazy in Love by Beyonce. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Western Band Director, Mr. Justin Vanderveer, and he'll direct the combined band with our star-spangled banner. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you rise and please remove your hats as we honor America.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Good evening and welcome to Central Western as the ball is ready to be kicked off. A couple of light rain has fallen and a little squib kick will be taken at the 38-yard line by the Bay City Central Wolves. One of the upbacks, looks like Mason Panko engulfed that ball, so pretty good field position and start for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Eli Malin's got himself quite a leg on him, and just to squib it maybe to see what kind of field conditions, what the rain may have done to it in pregame and see if they got a bounce. But unfortunately for Warriors, it'll be first and down for the Central Wolves.
As Cameron Reed to the near side of the field. As Jamario Harris looks like he'll get the first carry and pick up about 3 yards out to the 41-yard line. And he's the coast-to-coast back for Bay City Central.
He is, and Sawinski back there is the bruiser. Can get 3-4 yards at a pop. And, you know, Gibson last week, again, a couple of real nice passes. Reed had connected with Reed on a couple nice slants. So definitely some things out there that they can build on from last week. And, you know, we expect a big game out of Harris. This is the final game here at Elmer Engel, and last time wearing the purple and gold of the Central uniform.
Well, Western is going to have to be very sure in tackling. If they don't catch him before he gets up to speed or around the corner, he's going to be a tough one to bring down. He does get to the corner. He's able to put his shoulder down and picks up a solid 5 yards on the play. They're going to mark his knee down unofficially at the 45-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 yard to go situation as Central were able to get to the corner, and Jamario finishes by dropping the shoulder.
Yeah, Nick Dorn on the tackle for the Warriors. Name we're probably going to call quite a bit here with the heavy run game that Coach Frederick will employ tonight as the Wolves are just going to try to get a little ground control, a little smash mouth football.
3rd down and 2. This looks like it might be a Sawinski down. We'll find out how everything shakes and transpires. They're going with another dose of Jamario Harris, and the big guy takes it over the right side and flies forward as a little extracurricular at the end of that play. As little pushing and shoving. Lucas Julian and J.J. Schultz having a little confab, and We know emotions are going to be high, but the better team tonight is going to be the team that can control those emotions the best.
Well, that, and I think what we're seeing right now is exactly what the recipe for Central to have success is going to be: ground control, time control, clock management, and Harris just continually running the ball straight up the middle and getting himself a first down every three touches.
Well, when you got a road grader in front of you, it sure makes it a lot easier. As look at Sawinski again, just paves the way as he demolishes the defensive back in front of him. But Frost and company get to the football in a hurry, along with Goik. So
here's what I'm going to call. Reed was able to sneak out on the pitch. Don't be surprised if we see a little pitch and toss on on one of these coming up, because they're selling out on the pitch, and I think Reed saw that last time, and I think he's going to have that conversation with his coaching staff.
Wow, Coach.
Oh, I'm going all in.
You're
I'm
thinking outside of the box here. Look at Western with 10 in the box defensively. Sawinski right up the middle, and look at him. He puts his head down. He's banged forward, and Doran, amongst others, in on the tackle, along with number 11 and Tate Dutcher. But fair gain on the play. It's going to bring up third down and a long 5.
Well, long 5, but again, it's a manageable. You're looking at 2 downs in this situation. You want to try and cut it at least in half on third down to make it a manageable fourth down option for you. We saw last week Coach Frederick is showing the confidence in his offense.
Well, and here's the situation, too. You got man-on-man out on the wide side of the field with really no big safety help as they pitch that out to Harris. Harris is trying to pick that football up, and the Western Warrior defense, 6 strong, fly into the football, and that is going to be a loss on the play. And boy, sometimes as a running back, you're kind of peeking for your avenue before you bring that ball in, and that could have been what happened on that play.
Yeah, he was brought down quickly as he had to go to the ground to get it by Julian and Dutcher, a couple of names we've already mentioned. And, you know, again, now you're putting Harris back in the punt situation, so, you know, you still got a pretty good option out there. If he sees something break down where he sees a lane, he may even take off with it.
Well, he's very capable of doing that. I would say right now Central's looking to flip the field, but in this game you take nothing for granted, and I stopped trying to outthink coaches a long time ago. Harris just puts a super foot into one, and that's going to take a great Central roll and is going to go out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. So that is going to cover 38 yards with no return. And I got the abacus out.
Yeah, I see that
happen. Well, it's nice when they're close to the 50 because you go dot, then you go 36 plus what's there plus 2, and you got it all set.
Yes. In case you were following along at home, that is the new math. That's how we figure things out here in the BCTV sports booth.
Yes, indeed. It's a new math. We haven't even started teaching this in the schools yet. We're a little too advanced for all this stuff. So 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors at 8-11, trying to come to the near side of the field and getting through the first line of defense.
Aiden Robinson.
Is Aiden, and he's going to see a steady diet of the football tonight. I think he's going to have pigskinitis tonight.
I think so. And, you know, Jackson, it starts with Jackson Clark. Like, they're great leader, someone that they brought in last year after, I believe, the second game of the season, and they made him the full-time starter. And he's really taken advantage of it. But it's so nice when you have the backs like he has, and he can run the ball like he can. Nice tackle.
Boy, great open field tackle and good decision by Jackson Clark not to pitch that ball away. He just tucked it away, and I'm still waiting to see, was that Harris over there that made the tackle?
Yeah. Nice tackle. Textbook discipline.
It'll be third down and about 3 yard to go situation, so virtually no gain on the plays. Central defense came up with their first big play of the game. And this is something that we've grown accustomed to seeing as Western switches and Central's adjustment as that ball is down, and Jackson Clark is just going to have to do the smart thing.
Robinson had to go back. They tried to do a little trickery.
All right.
Out-trickery themselves, eh?
Boy, that snap from center looked like it would have been great if he'd have been the punter back there, but that thing just sailed over the head of Aiden Robinson. And again, a miscue on third down on the first drive for both teams. has resulted in what looks like it's going to be a punt. You look at the loss on that play, and it's about 18-yard loss, so that's a huge one. But got to love Robinson. Let's live for another day and drop down and get that ball and secure it, as looks like Maitland is going to be back to send this punt off, and Harris is going to be inside the 50. Central nearly got to that ball. Harris is looking at it. He's going to try and come to the wide side. Tries to split two defenders, and number 8, amongst others, right there to shut him down. Yeah. Berthium did a great job and
staying disciplined. Kept him on the inside, made him have not an opportunity to get to the outside.
And, I think that catch on a dry track might have a different result, because I think he may have tried to outrun people and get to the near side of the field. But you got to make a sure-handed catch, and then you got to try and make the first person miss. And with footing like it is, that makes that first person miss a little tougher.
Well, with 6:09 left here in the first quarter, the Wolves will take over at the 38-yard line.
It's a field position game right now, and Central's winning that battle. Penalty flag down. We're going to have offside on the defense and a free 5 for the Bay City Central offense. And, boy, you got to know when that playbook is wide open. When you look at it and it says first down and 5 yard to go, situational plays.
Well, we talked about it a couple of times already about just the discipline and not getting over-ramped up, and I think that's what we're seeing so far from Western is a little over-rampation. They get a little zippy on the snap. They get a little zippy on the 1st and 10, and now we're giving 1st and 5 at the 34-yard line.
And, again, from the 30 to the 30, it's just a little bit threadbare, and as the rain really affected the pregame, Harris tries to cut to the outside, puts his shoulder down, and picks up about 3 yards on the play as he bangs down to the 29-yard line. He's going to pick up 4 on the play. It's going to bring 2nd down and 1 yard to go as we've reached the halfway point of our first quarter.
It's flying by real quick. I like it. Game's going by quick. We're seeing some good action, some good plays on both sides of on the ball. Western came up big on the first possession with the defense. They're going to need to be asked to do the same right here. They got a lot of leaders on that defense. We mentioned Dutcher already. We mentioned Julian already. Case and Frost out there. Eli Malin's out there. Jack Goik's out there. They've got a lot of guys whose names that we're going to be saying a lot tonight.
2nd down and short. Back to pass, and that ball is underthrown. Looks like it either was tipped or came out of the hands. I think the ball might have been a little slickery, as really was not Gibson was not able to hold that ball real well, and lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Yeah, I think Frost was a little bit unhappy with himself that he was following his guy instead of watching the ball, because the ball fell about 5 yards behind him. But moving on, it's going to be 3rd and 1, which is a great play on 2nd and 1. Take a chance. You're coming back on 3rd and 1. You got Sawinski coming up the middle here, or you get the ball back to your big guy, or you're just going to have Gibson go up the middle.
Boy, and that's a nice play by Gibson as he bangs forward, and he's going to pick up enough to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bay City Central, as with 5:24 left in a scoreless first quarter, the Central Wolves are going to move the chains again and start with the old fresh set of downs.
Well, there's nothing better than getting that first down. I think just giving yourself a little bit of chance to open up the playbook a little bit and see what you've got going. I mean, how many times last week were we talking 3rd and long, 3rd and really behind the sticks in the situation? So as go back up to Harris.
Harris with a nice gain on the play of about 3 down to the 25-yard line. So 2nd down and 7 yards to go. And, Elmer Engel would be proud, because 3 yards in a cloud of dust will get you into the end zone every single time.
True, and I think really what we need to talk about is that offensive line right now for Central. They're really popping off that ball, and they're really getting on their blocks. Allowing Harris to find some lanes and find some avenues. Last week we saw him go more east and west. Today we're seeing him go more north and south.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Gibson gives that ball to Sawinski. He's able to make some head roads and get down to the 21-yard line. So another nice gain of 4 on the play. That's going to set up a 3rd down in a short 3-yard-to-go situation.
Well, we talked about it last time. Just if you can cut it down by 1.5 yards to 2 yards and make a 4th down manageable. Again, thinking 2 plays ahead. Last time we had a little pitch that went awry and that put them back again behind the sticks. But I think this time, what they're going to look to do is either get the ball to Sawinski up the middle, or I wouldn't even be surprised if Gibson just goes up the middle and see if they can maybe sneak a couple of yards out of here.
Well, there are some gaps on the defensive tackle, but you don't know how many times you want your quarterback getting hit. Look at Harris. He's banging forward, and he's going to have enough to pick up the first down as he gets down inside the 20-yard line down to the 17. And Bay City Central with a great methodical drive, moving the sticks again and controlling the ball and the clock in the first quarter.
Well, I tell you what, we know that Western has a potent offense, and the best way to keep them off is keep them off the scoreboard is keep them off the field. So, again, clock management, time management, play calling, keep the clock running. Right now everything is flowing as the rain starts to flow a little bit harder coming down here at Elmer Ingle.
Boy, we've seen a couple of real little micro cells come through here lasting about 10 minutes apiece. But we're going to find out now as Harris again takes it down to just inside the 15-yard line. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on first down. But again, I think tonight dictates with the weather conditions a lot more north-south. You don't really have that east-west cut ability to find your spot and plant your foot and head it upfield.
Correct. I think that's a good call, but I think Harris has made the decision that he wants to show that he's a strong back. And by going north and south, eliminates a lot of that. Oh, he's not tough enough to get through these gaps here that the offensive line right now is developing for him.
He's a kid that Central Michigan is very high on, and he's going to make it happen. Boy, he finds a nice gap there and bangs forward inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. And again, the right side of that offensive line and the Sawinski-led block are really just paving the way for Harrison. Boy, he is falling forward every single run and picking up that extra yard or two.
He is at that 6'2", strong body, too. Gets that ball out there and gets himself his extra half a yard on every time he falls forward. So
third down and a real short 2-yard to go situation. So really 2 downs to get 2 yards. Harris gets to the outside, and he's going to pick up the first down as he gets down inside the 7-yard line.
The spot's going to be the indicator. It might be just a whoa, he's going to be a little short.
No,
based
sir.
On, no.
You got to listen to me now. My peeps are good when the ball's on our side of the field, even though we're on the other 43-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central
Wolves. Actually, we're going to go 1st and goal from here.
Yep. It's a great.
I tell you what, maybe it's because of the rain. I'm going to tell.
Okay. All right. We'll give you the rain on that.
Got a glare here in the booth.
That's coming out both our foreheads.
I just thought he was a yard short.
1st and goal, Bay City Central, just inside the 7. Sawinski pounds forward. Luke Julian gets him down, but not until he gets down to the 2-yard line. Central's going to bring a fresh ball in. It'll be 2nd and goal on the 2 as we're inside a minute and counting left in our first quarter. And this is probably the spot on the field where your potential footing will be the best.
Well, it hasn't been used yet so far, so this is going to be an opportunity to see if they punch it in.
Sawinski banging it forward, sniffing the goal line. He's into the end zone. It's a Bay City Central. Whoa! Touchdown! Wow, great start for the Bay City Central Wolves as they draw first blood in this crosstown rivalry with 31.3 ticks left in the first.
That has been you couldn't have drawn it up. When we talked to Coach Freddie above at the top of the show, he felt they had a good game plan going in, but it came down, as we talk about all the time, is the execution, and you couldn't have asked for better execution there. Great job.
Well, the extra point is up and no good. A little trouble with that exchange, and it's no good. Timeout on the field with 31.3 ticks left in this first quarter. Central 6, Western nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, as we look at the sea of orange across the field, the Western student section always travels well as the rain continues to come down here. These little microcells are dumping a whole lot of precipitation on us.
Well, we're going to give, or we're hoping, not we, but we're hoping that the Warriors offense can give the orange section over there something to cheer about as a nice return.
Up over the 40 to about the 42-yard line, one of the upbacks. And that is going to be number 9 on the return, and that's Gage Malin. So
you can't just have one Malin when you can have two.
Yes, I think Kevin Brown led the tacklers for Bay City Central on that return, but you look at this spot on the field in the middle, and as an official, I'm almost going to be inclined to say, guess what? Not good footing here. I'm going to move this about 10 feet over closer to a hash and give people an opportunity, because this is going to turn into a mud bowl here. As trying to come up the middle with absolutely nowhere to go, as Jamario Harris and company put the door slamming shut on that first down run by number 6 on the play, Jackson Clark.
Yeah, he just tried to take it right up over the center and make something happen. Unfortunately, the Wolves defense said, not today, Mr. Clark, not today, and that's going to bring us down to the end of the first quarter.
And at the end of our first quarter of play, Bay City Central 6, Western nothing. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham. Glad to have you along. Week number 9, Central Western. And, of course, Nick Page producing, directing, and filming our broadcast. So great to have you along on what's supposed to be a great day, and it has been a great day. As the ball carrier on that play,
Braylon Ogosh.
Ogosh, as he just bangs through the initial arm tackle at the line of scrimmage and picks up 12 on the play and enough to move the sticks. Another 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
I tell you what, defensive discipline for Central is going to be key, because when you've got somebody back there like Aiden Robinson, and if Aiden Robinson is your only back that you can key on, that's one thing, but you can't. There have so many multiple options back there, and obviously he has the ball right now in his hands, and he can make things happen, no question about it. And waiting to break him out loose for one is going to be exciting to see if he can get outside.
Well, the Central defense slanted to that run formation very, very well on that play and held him to a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Western Warriors, just underway in the second.
Jackson Clark gets the play in from Coach Rillerts over there as he goes through the Rolodex of plays and offensive options.
Fortunately, tonight, these plays are laminated, because otherwise play 1 and play 5 would run together. Might be some new formations. Jackson Clark on the run up the middle, and he is absolutely stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. And that looks like 53. It's going to be number 53 on that tackle, and that's Mason Wind.
And he got himself in there quickly and took down Clark real hard down to the ground. Of course, when you're going down to the ground in a nice mushy field, it doesn't nearly hurt as much as it would be if it was the frozen tundra here at El Marino.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't tell. That might have been Mason Panko, 63. I'm trying to see.
Well, this isn't our fault tonight. We can actually see the numbers, but the mud and the dirt, that's going to wreak havoc on our eyes.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Trying to come to the near side of the field and turn the corner.
Ogosh again.
As Ogosh gets around the corner, and opportunity to have Kenton Van Dusen with the tackle, and Ogosh was able to slide through that and move the sticks for another 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Western starting to put together a drive, but There must be something magical about the magnetic pole where the touchdowns are going to be scored in the first half down on the south end of the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, last year in this game, held at Bay City Western, Lucas Julian came through with a pounding, bruising of a game, and we haven't even mentioned his name. He hasn't been out there offensively from that fullback spot. But again, just all these options as Robinson will get the carry over the left side.
Boy, and somebody from the backside just stepped up in a huge hurry. Is that Panko again?
That looks like 23. We got a 23 on our roster. Looks like maybe Joe Anderson. Nope, maybe a 63.
Yep, it's Panko. Yep, and again, these numbers, when they're starting to get dirty, are going to be pretty tough to see. But again, after a 1 yard gain, as Mason Panko came from the backside end, just kind of followed the pull and was able to go right into the play and shut the door on Aiden Robinson for a 1 yard gain.
That brings up second down and 9. Robinson just to the right of Clark, now moving to the left.
There comes a little counter action going right up the middle. As that ball carrier and the
Ogosh is the carrier.
Is the carrier again, and his jersey's getting already muddied up.
Looks like Cruz Beeson on the tackle, number 5 for the Wolves. If you people at home could probably help me out right now a lot better than what I can do.
Nick Page, he's zooming in on all that stuff. But our peepers from way up here on the top level of Ingle Stadium, especially, again, as these numbers on the back are getting
a little dirty,
muddied up. So third down and 1. And the ball carrier right up the middle, going down to about the 11-yard line.
So we're seeing a lot of the same idea. Right now the two programs are marrying each other in terms of the ball control, trying to ground and pound, take what you can get. In this situation, Western has a great drive going on, got the ball here, just about 30 seconds left of the first quarter. So they're going to be closing in on 4.5 minute drive and everything you want. They're getting first downs. They got a first down and 10 right now here at we'll call it the 12?
11-yard line.
11-yard line.
They're going to be.
Oh, the scoreboard's working. I can go off to 12 now.
Yep. As it is first down. And again, Aiden Robinson, he's got the Wildcat snap, and he's able to turn the corner and pick up about 4 yards on the play as the Central defense flowed to the football pretty well. And it looks like amongst the tacklers on that might have been Dalton DeRocher coming from the backside again, flowing to the football. So Coach Wada has preached all week long to these kids gap responsibility, and as a backside, you got to have your DN stay home in case they run the counter, but everybody else gets to flow to the football, and they've done a pretty nice job of that early on.
Tell you what, it was a great run for 3 yards. I thought he had a chance to really pop it there. Great job by the Central defense to shut that down quick. I was just going to mention one of the things that I've really been impressed with so far. We talked about the discipline as Clark takes up the middle, brings it to about a short third and short, but penalties and discipline. We haven't seen any unsportsmanlike. We saw the one penalty on the offsides that didn't really hamper one way or the other. It was 1st and 10 when they went offside, so you didn't give them the first down, but really, really controlled and disciplined game being played by both teams right now.
And, with both teams being able to get through this first quarter, I think they've settled into their game now, and I think those emotions and jitters that you may have early in the cast have kind of dissipated right now, and you're just into your system as Western's got wholesale changes. Everybody's set, and something kind of looked funny there as we do have a penalty flag down. I thought we had procedure, and we finally get it from both sides of the field. It was a little bit late on those flags, but I think it's going to cost Western 5. I think a lot of people but the center moved on that early snap.
I agree, and I tell you what, those guys in the purple officiating uniforms on the sideline, they were right on top of that.
Oh, there were a lot of officials over here from Bay City Central's side that tried to help with that call.
Just in case.
And again, we talk about the rain, and the rain was supposed to be done, gone, and subsided, but it's a more than a heavy sprinkle right now. It's a steady light rain, and let's see if that has any effect on the ball carriers. It's going to be third down and 8 yards to go.
Little counter play right there to 31, which is Eli Malin.
Malin gets shut down after a modest gain on the play as, again, Central gets out to the football in a hurry, and it's going to bring up a 4th down now and about 7 yards to go from the 9-yard line. So decision time. Malin is a kicker that can get that ball through the uprights, but footing is going to be an issue if that's something, and I believe that's something they're going to take a shot at right now. As Coach Willards, see if he can get this off. I don't see the back judge going up with the 10 yet, so.
Nope, just goes down, just goes up. They're sliding over.
They're going to be able to get this just off in time. Nope, Western's going to call timeout. I don't think they want to take a chance on losing 5 yards worth of real estate, and that could be a valuable timeout. We'll have to keep that one in check with 6:03 left in the first half. Central 6, Western nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back here on Bay County TV as Eli Malin, under the Jackson Clark hold, is going to attempt a 25-yard field goal from the far hash. Looks like pretty good footing area. The kick is up. It is long enough, and it's good. Time out of the field with 5:59 left in the first half. Western cuts the Central lead in half. Central 6, Western 3. Back in a moment on BCTV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham as we look over at Coach Willards right now, and his offense was able to get all the way down the field. Couldn't find pay dirt in the end zone, but Malin with a nice 25-yard field goal cuts this lead in half.
I tell you what, he's ready to go out there right now and do some demonstrating of some blocks. There's no question about it. As we have flags down, we've got...
Looks like we're probably going to have offside based on where they're at.
You don't see that call very often, and there's a lot of times where it's borderline, and you just wonder at what point do you call it. If it's blatant, if you're the official out there, they got to.
Well, and he calls it an illegal procedure, so to me it's offside. If you're going and something like this happens, but this is one of the few times the back judge gets to make this call. Well, you turn around and give us the call. Oh, you had an opportunity
to be the white hat,
and you could have been White Hat City making the big bucks for just about 5 seconds. And now back from the 35-yard line, Malin's going to attempt to kick it off again. Another low line drive kick. That's going to be picked up by Central. It's Van Dusen trying to come upfield as he gets through a couple of people and up to the 41-yard line. And he's going to be knocked back. Boy, they're not going to give him any forward progress. They're going to say he battled and backed up to the 40. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10, Bay City Central.
Jack Berthium, number 8 on the Warriors on the defensive stop there. But, again, good field position as the Wolves will start at the 40-yard line. 60 yards away from pay dirt. 5:51 left here in quarter number 2.
As, again, Bay City Central, their last drive hit pay dirt. We'll find out as Gibson Jr. up under center. Again, trying to fly upfield, and Sawinski with that lead block. Very nice job of trying to fend that block off by the defense, and that was led by number 3 on the play, and that's Nick Doran.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job. I heard over here in the booth about, attacking and going after. I think he had to wait and set it up because he was making sure he was able to bring it back to the inside where your help was, and all of a sudden, bam, he goes down, and what looked like it could have been a 5-6 yard gain turned into a 1 yard gain for the Wolves, and a great job by the Warrior defense.
Yep, Doran absolutely stuffed that play. 2nd down and 9. Harris trying to come up the middle, and he gets to the line of scrimmage and maybe one more out to the 43-yard line, and he is hit by the whole defensive interior line. Great job that time by the Warrior defenses. They were led by, amongst others, number 53, Mason Blair, and also number 90 is the other.
Prince
I thought it was
O'Laughlin.
80. Yep,
Prince O'Laughlin. Great adjustments being made by the Warriors defensively, because in the first quarter they really were able to go for 5-6 yards of pop up the middle. These first 2 carries on quarter number 2 for the Wolves have not led much. DeRoche on the counter. Coming back up, keeping them legs turning. Just got over the 45, and now they will bring them back, and then they will throw them down, and nicely. They'll let them down nicely.
Well, after a nice run, and it'll be 4th down and about 4 yards to go, the Warrior defense was there to make that play, but I think Central got just enough yardage that they think they got a play that they can come up with the success on 4th down and 4. We have got Coach Frederick, and he's got a play in, and we can hear the coaching staff next door, and don't jump, watch the football. And, you could get the hard count here, seeing if they can get some real estate.
Well, we're down under 5.
They're actually thinking about now we're going to have a flag as we're going to have a delay of game.
I don't think that was the goal. I'm pretty sure that they had a play somewhere in there. And Gibson just lost sight of the back judge there, and next thing you know, those 5-hand chops went up, and so did the flag. So now that'll
Boy, and from my standpoint, that was an awful quick 40, and I did not catch the back judge going up with that hand either. And by the time they decided the hard count wasn't going to work, they really ran out of options.
O'Laughlin just off the field. That's the fastest I've seen a lineman run in a long time when he's trying to get off the field.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to give that free 5 yards of real estate back. Oh, there was a potential hold on that play, and there's not going to be a flag on it. That ball's going to roll down to the 32-yard line and go out of bounds. And we did see from up here a little jersey stretch.
He was just stretching it out. He says, it's a little
looks
snug.
Like a little tight on you.
A little snug here, see?
Give you a little breathing room. Spot that ball down at the 32-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors with 3:31 left in a briskly played first half.
Yeah, again, low on penalties, low on altercations. We've seen some rivalry games over the years that we've seen more yardage going one way because of the penalties. So really well played so far. Again, rain now looks like it may be stopping again. Let's see if we get some footing down here. Robinson's going to come our way, come right at us, looking to make a cut. And he does.
And he gets around the corner. Look at JJ trying to catch him. Robinson's down to the 20, the 15, the 10. Does he get into the end zone? I'm waiting for the call. It's a Western Warrior touchdown.
And just like that,
he breaks 2 tackles and looked like J.J. Schultz had an angle on him for a minute, and Robinson just put it into another gear and cruises down the Western sideline for 6.
I tell you couldn't have asked for a better opportunity, an opportune time for something positive to happen for Robinson, especially from that back spot. He's been getting kind of shut down, 2-3 yards a carry, and then that one right there goes for, about 68.
That was a huge run, and again, a couple of Central defenders there just unable to make that play, and part of that credit goes to Robinson. The extra point is up. It's plenty long, and it's good. Time on the field with 3:18 left in our first half. 10-6. Western over Central. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not 1, not 2, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back here on BCTV as the Western Band able to rev it up and play that school fight song, and you hear a little curra-hee at the end of it. Now with 3:18 left in our first half of play, ball goes off the tee. Central will have an opportunity to come back and with an answer.
This is going to be big. You know, we talk about the Village Towing key play or key drive of the game, and I think this is going to be it. With only 3:18 left, it's going to be interesting to see if they give themselves a nice little kickoff return here for is he going to send this one down a little bit? Van Duzen catches it, drops it, picks it up, and now is going to be met by some white jerseys as he's going to try to squirrel his way out of there, but unfortunately no. He's going to take over right around the 28-yard line for the Wolves now with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. It's amazing when you drop it, just how much time that gives the defense. By the time you look up, you went from, I think I can get 15 yards out of this to whoop.
Well, and when you go to pick it up and you're trying to run before you pick it up, he had to get a double take to pick that thing up. And when that pigskin's wet, man, the first thing you got to do is secure the football.
Well, Central's not really in a situation where they want to get into a shootout with the Warriors, so this is going to be another ground and pound type of drive if they can get something out of it at the end as Harris takes it over the right side and, again, gets about 3-4 yards on first down. It's what you're kind of looking for. You're going to have to take a couple chances here as we roll under the 3-minute mark here in quarter number 2.
And I look at that last run, and again, I say on a dry track, I think he hits that left foot and tries to glide to beat them to the corner, but on this track, if you try and do that and your foot goes out, I think he's just trying to go north and south and get what he can. And, you know, he picked up a solid 3 on the play, but with 2.5 left in the first half, they've got to get things in gear. Gibson back to pass, and he's going to float that thing out. And a nice job by Sawinski, and Sawinski gets it all the way up to the 45-yard line. A great effort that time as Julian finally brought him out of bounds.
Him and Tate Dutcher
along with Dutcher.
Great play call. You had DeRocher out there as well. He turned into a blocker when the ball went to Sawinski, but just a nice little flip out, make something happen. Get a little bit of breathing room. Now you're at the 44-yard line as they're trying to get the play calling a little quicker. As Coach Freddy's got the little arm going there.
He's saying get that play call, but Sawinski, I love the way he can finish after
Two guys down here, one's open. Right now they're leaving wide. Ooh, they're going to go up the middle with it. I didn't catch the number on that, but I tell you what, they left DeRocher open here on our end. They had 2 guys out here, only one Case and Frost defender.
Yep, that would have been a little skinny post to the middle of the field. Could have been 6. But with the run play called, we're going to have to keep an eye on how they are going to line up here on this next play as we're down to $140 as they've got 2 defenders back over here now as trying to go down the middle. DeRocher's got it. 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone with a back judge on his butt. It's a Bay City Central touchdown. Boy, Gibson threw that ball to a spot as he had the defense trying to get into his face, and he threw a strike to DeRocher, outran the defender, cruises into the end zone for a Central touchdown.
Coach Frederick's reminding his guys, hey, we got to kick an extra point here.
I think they're going to go for 2 here. Let's see how things line up. I think they've got nothing to lose to going for 2. It's with the field conditions and it being this wet and missing the first one, that point might be valuable as it's 12-10 right now with $1:28 left in our first half of play.
Quick as I say, they don't want to get into a shootout. Here we are. Robinson on a 68-yarder. DeRocher on a 52-yard pass right there. So another one going out.
Trying to slide to the outside and just over the outstretched fingertips of DeRocher. And Gibson's going, boy, he was wide open. I really want that one back. Time out of the field with $1:28 left in our first half. 12-10, Central over Western. Let's see how the last 1:28 turns out here in just a moment on Bay County TV.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along. And boy, Bay City Central out there getting ready to kick off. You got to look for a little firm footing out there, and I'm sure that's going to be really tough to come by.
Yeah.
As Alexander Birch is going to kick off for Bay City Central.
Little left footer. Is that what do you call left foot? Is that a southpaw kicker?
Yeah. As that ball just cruises down the field, it's going to be picked up on the 32-yard line. Now trying to slide to the outside, where there's a little bit of real estate. Going up over the 45-yard line on that return is Noah Falon. Noah's one of the faster players on that Western football team, and he has a nice return. I think they're going to bring him officially back out to the 45-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Well, we saw last time they took one play for Aiden Robinson to go the 68 yards on the run to the coming right at us. Be interesting to see maybe a dose right now of a little Robinson.
Well, and you got Noah Falon in the game, too. He stayed in the game after that return, and he is somebody that can get you big chunk yardage in the open field, so keep an eye on him as well.
He's got the the position where they do a lot of that counter action with him and get Robinson going one way, get Ogosh, or in this case Falon going another way.
Trying to come to the outside, and great job by Bay City Central. That looked like Sawinski coming out there just the way he was running. Yep, can't read his number on his back. That means he's had a little fun so far in the first half.
Well, Robinson tried to take advantage of what he just scored on, trying to get it out here to the outside, but Sawinski ran him down as we now are under 1 minute left here in the first half. The ball is going to be marked at the 47-yard line. Warriors not showing a major sense of urgency with the clock ticking down to 45 seconds now.
Well, I think they're going to have at least one shot they're going to take here at the end zone in this last.
There's your counter.
They give that ball to Falon on the counter, and absolutely
71.
nothing to go. As
Andrew
Bernellis. Andrew just put the big clamps on Falon there, and I kind of thought with Falon in the game they were going to try and get him into the open field, and we got a Western Warrior down with 23 ticks left in the first half.
And a timeout being called by Coach Willards over there on the sideline. So,
well, I don't know if he's going to – they are going to give him the timeout, and that's funny because normally they don't do that when they've got an injured player on the field. They'll wait until that is done.
Might be talking that right now because I don't know that they saw the player was down because Coach Willards was out on the field trying to get the side number 22, it looks like.
Braden Simmons.
Braden. So, as he gingerly walks off the field. So I don't know. Maybe they give it, but with 20 seconds left, 23 seconds left, I'm not sure.
Well, and I think what they'll do now is they'll start that timeout right now. And the way Simmons is walking off the field, he's strained a groin. It looks like he may have slipped. And so they're going to talk right now. And see, they have not given any indication that they're not going to give them that timeout. So now Kevin Frederick wants a timeout, and he wants to talk to his troops with 23 ticks left. So now we're going to take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV is the Western Warriors with a 3rd and 12 with 23 ticks left in the first half. Let's see if they can have something that they can pull a rabbit out of their hat and come with something big and exciting. And that is Aiden Robinson on the keeper, and he's going to try and turn the corner, and the sure-handed, as he's going to get down with 15 ticks left. I don't know that Western's going to be able to get another play off before the end of the half. I don't see any huge urgency on that Western team, and they are going to potentially now take their last time out of the first half. And Central takes a timeout, or is that? I got to believe that's Western calling that timeout, not Central.
Nope, Coach Freddie wanted it. I think they wanted to maybe make him punt, maybe bet a bad snap, just maybe make something happen. It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen.
All right.
We see it all the time.
We'll take another quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here on Bay County TV as the final 10 ticks of this first half are going to go by, and looks like on 4th down, the Western Warriors are going to try and run a play, as if they don't pick up first down yardage, Bay City Central might have an opportunity as they're trying to float that thing down the field. And Malin is going to have his hands on the ball, and he's going to be at the 23-yard line with 2 ticks left. And now Western is going to take their last time out. The question is, are they in Malin field goal territory right now? And I think they're going to try a long field goal.
I wouldn't put it past him, and I think they are. I think he's got a leg strong enough for 45 to 47.
Not in these conditions, but I think he can go 40, and that's about where he's going to be at.
Right, so he's going to be at maybe
41 here. They're going to. And now Western's going to take a timeout, their final timeout. So the chess match continues here. We're going to take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Back here on Bay County TV for the final 2 ticks of the first half. Malin's going to try a 41-yard field goal attempt with Jackson Clark holding. And again, trying to make certain that you've got the footing.
Yeah, he is. I think he's got the distance option. It just depends on that footing and where he's at is going to be doable.
That kick is up. And it's good! It made it 42 yards. He only needed 41 at the end of our first half of play. Western 13 and Central 12. We'll take a break. We'll come back, recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here at the half, we've got cramped and cozy confines here, so we're going to do it from our booth. Jeff Doe and Jason Newsham. Looking back at the first half, I think the first half showed us everything that we expected from this game.
I think it has, and it, as we always look forward to the second half, is what kind of adjustments can get made. I think what you saw earlier is Central really pounded the middle on their scoring drive there in the first quarter, and then the next possession when they were going the opposite direction in the second quarter, really Western was taking that away, gave up that long touchdown pass to DeRocher as time was going down there in the first half. But, overall, I think both teams were just kind of feeling each other out, trying to make sure that they didn't overcommit to anything and get themselves in a situation where, Western takes a 1-point lead at the halftime break.
Well, and I think as we look at this game, it has all the earmarks of going right down to the final possession, and that is what we expect from this rivalry.
Yeah, we talked about the top, just about maybe who had the ball the last time. And, just look at the first half. Western had the ball and threw a 27-yard pass to take it down to 2 seconds and kicked the 41-yard field goal with Eli Malin showing off his power of his leg. And, Western's going to get the ball to start the second half. So taking that into account, they have a little momentum going into halftime, and we're going to have to see what the Wolves are going to have to adjust on the defensive side of things.
Now, the vast majority of this game has been played on the south end of the field. The north end of the field has not had a lot of action, and so therefore it's in way better shape. Let's see if that bears any fruit down the stretch.
Well, that's where DeRocher was able to get his footing on his long touchdown pass. So, again, not a lot of action down there. You see a lot greener side from the 30 to the goal line on the north side of the field compared to, the 40 to the from the 40 on this side all the way down to the south side. It just kind of reminds me of Vets Hill back in the day when you go out there and slide down in your keister.
Well, that about puts the wraps on our halftime show, as we're going to be back in just a moment with all the game action of the second half right here on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham, and Nick Page. Our trifecta of fun here on week number 9. Central and Western did not disappoint in the first half. And with the Warriors receiving the opening kickoff to the third quarter, this should be some fun right down to the stretch, as this is a line drive kick that will be gobbled up on the 23-yard line. And trying to get to the outside. Ogosh is going to be trying to turn the corner, and a beautiful open field tackle at the 40-yard line.
That's going to be Logan Kallmeyer.
Yep. And
nice ankle-grabbing tackle right there, because, again, Ogosh working his way, trying to get out as he's kind of shaking off something over there as he's walking off to the sideline.
Yeah, it kind of was one of those tackles that stretched the legs out, so you hope maybe that there wasn't a little ankle twist there, a little hammy going on. But first and 10, as that ball carrier trying to cruise around the corner is Aiden Robinson, and he picks up about 3 yards on the play, and people flying around there on the sidelines, and one of the Central Wolves flying into that sideline too, and players over there from Western being very nice and patting them on the head.
Yeah, and a lot of pats, a little harder than some.
Yeah,
some harder than
others. A couple of them were bell ringers, but, they were sportsman-like pats.
We can't call them bell ringers anymore.
Second down, 7 yards to go for the Western Warriors. Ball spotted at their own 43-yard line.
Credit the Wolves defense. They've done a really nice job maintaining Robinson. As I say that, he goes over the left side for about another 3-yard gain, as everyone's holding on to their tackles and maintaining their blocks until the whistle. But, going back to Robinson, he scored it away for that 67-yard touchdown run, but the rest of his runs have been really well contained by the Wolves defense. And, again, that's when you end up being susceptible to the counter action with how the Warriors like to get everything going one direction and bring it right back.
Well, and I watched Clark on this last play, too. He followed his fake for about 10 yards, and I think upstairs they're watching to see how close Central's paying attention to that. And Central's got to have a good look to see if he's got the ball. If he doesn't have the ball, he can carry out the fake all night long. Trying to come around the corner, Central trying to flow to the football. And that's going to be a first down run by Ogosh as he gets over midfield. Finally, Van Dusen on the tackle, and Ogosh is going to have it down at the 48-yard line. And first and 10 for the Western Warriors.
He was kind of waiting to figure out which lane he wanted to make his cut. He ended up just getting to the outside, getting pushed out of bounds there, taken out of bounds by Van Dusen, and first down and 10 for the Warriors.
It was a nice, patient run. The coaching staff up here, we could hear them next to us going, let's go, let's go. He picked his spot. He knew he had enough for first down yardage, and he was able to move the sticks. First and 10 for the Western Warriors. And the keeper is Clark. Clark comes forward. He takes a hard hit, both of them low by the Bay City Central defense. Initial hit by number 14, Landon Beckers.
Yeah, Beckers in. It looked like Van Dusen again on that one where they kind of little flippy dude with them at the lower legs area.
And they picked up a solid 5 on first down. So Western really hasn't gone deep into the bevy of backs that we've seen. We have not seen Julian. We have not seen Malin that I can recall running the ball. So they've got 2 or 3 trump cards that they haven't even been able to utilize yet. As this ball carrier gets swallowed up after maybe a yard gain on the play. Was that Robinson again?
I believe so. You've got up the middle for about a yard.
And it was, Robinson got engulfed by that defensive interior line. And one of the people coming up out of the bottom of that pile was Schultz for the Central Wolves. So it's going to be third down and a long 3-yard to go situation with 8:40 left in our third quarter of play.
Seems like at first everything's been really flying by as Robinson will take the direct snap, try to work his way over the and get himself up close to the first down, right around the 38-yard line, and could be, should be,
and will be. It'll be another first down, and you pretty much can be certain when Aiden Robinson takes that Wildcat snap that he's not going to do anything fancy with it. He's going to get the ball, and he's pretty much going north and south, and it's just enough, by maybe the length of a football to move the sticks in another first and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Well, aside from the snap on their Wildcat where they snapped it over their head and lost about 18 yards back in quarter number 1, they've been really disciplined on their quarterback snap or, in that situation, Wildcat snap exchange, which is key.
Clark has, and we've got a penalty flag down and a false start on the offense. And that will be a 5-yard penalty. And boy, these little chunks of real estate are really hard to come by. Let's see if that 5-yard penalty can affect this drive at all, as first and 15 yards to go really changes your play selection as an offense.
Kason Frost will come onto the field. We haven't said his name much. He's a potential deep ball threat. He's got great speed if he can get behind the secondary of the Wolves defense, and Jackson definitely can get the ball out there. He showed his arm prowess there in the first half, toward the end of the first half on his pass to Malin. As I mentioned, Robinson with the direct snap, and this time he's
nowhere to go
down, and they're going to lose about 7 or 8 more yards. They're going to give him progress.
Yeah, he was very fortunate because he stuck that big mid up in the air, knocked that thing down. You had just talked about no exchange problems, and if he doesn't knock that ball down, that thing is heading back another 10 to 12 yards. That thing had some serious mustard on it, and I can't give credit to the central tackler because the front of his jersey was too dirty for me to pick a number.
Well, we'll just say a pack of wolves, as Mike Vincent would say.
But as soon as Robinson picked it up, he had 3 Central Wolves bearing down his straight. On second down again, the strong formation shift to the near side of the field. And Clark trying to come forward, making a couple of people miss. Cuts back across the grain. He's down inside the 20 to the 15 Robinson. To the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior touchdown. Boy, 2 big plays in this game for the Western Warriors have allowed them touchdowns. I think the most impressive thing on that run is 3 strong cuts where he was able to keep his feet and make Central defenders miss.
Well, he was able to make the cuts, and the Wolves' defensive players unable to make the cuts. So, it's sometimes it's a little bit of luck because, you want to make that, and you're used to making that cut on a dry field, and you're able to make it, and you're able to see the Central defenders unable to make it as Malin will come on for the extra point attempt.
Good exchange. And they're going to try the fake. And is anybody in the back of the end zone? They do have somebody in the back of the end zone, and the two-point conversion is good. Timeout on the field with 6:51 left in the third, 21-12. Western over Central. Back in a moment on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on Bay County TV, 2 big plays resulting in 2 touchdowns for the Western Warriors. And now it's going to give Central an opportunity to head down into what will be the good side of the field if they can cross midfield. And that kick goes all the way down and will be into the end zone and will be a touchback.
So let's look at that last possession there by the Warriors. They get the ball here to start the third quarter. They take about 5 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock.
Started at their 40. Yep.
Started at nice couple of plays where they were able to get a couple of first downs. Robinson, a couple of runs. Clark, a couple of runs. Then they have a penalty. Then they have a broken play, puts them back deep. And then next thing you know, Clark, just an innocent-looking run up the middle, turned into a couple of cuts here, a couple of cuts there. And next thing you know, he's tasting pay dirt. And the 2-point conversion, Brody Reeder was the recipient in the back of the end zone for the Warriors. Pushes that lead to 9, so we are at a 2-possession game now.
Harris trying to spin to the outside, and he is banged at the line of scrimmage. And, you got to credit the Jackson-Clark run, too. They had a wide receiver for Western, 40 yards downfield, still blocking in there. That's Robinson. The last defender that had an opportunity.
Coming out of the backfield. Again, you talk about how great of a running back and how great. That's a great player. That's somebody who is unselfish, that's making the right play for his teammates to get that player open and make sure that he gets into the end zone untouched. So credit off to Aiden Robinson and great blocking downfield and not giving up on the play. Just once the ball crosses the first down marker, you kind of get loosen up a little bit. He didn't.
And he's pressing downfield, not even knowing that Clark's going to be that far downfield. So that's a flat-out hustle play. 2nd down and 11 for Central. Gibson Jr. back. Got DeRocher again, and DeRocher's going to have the first down and more. He's down. Nope, down at the 32-yard line. Very well called by the line judge here on this side of the field. It was very obvious he was down, and so it's going to be enough to move the sticks, and a 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
What are you noticing off of the throws off of Joseph Gibson, the second, or the junior? He's throwing to a spot. He's not, DeRocher's not even there at that particular second, but he knows where he's supposed to be. And if he ends up being there, it's a great pass. 2 really good passes.
There's Harris, and Harris has got things rolling. Back judge with the penalty flag. What do we got here from 23 yards behind the play?
It was a quick throw, too. They must have come right out of the snap holding because he threw it quick.
Boy, and I got to say, that is a very seldomly called play by a back judge that quick into a snap. Now, if that's the center of the 2 guards, the first read on that is your umpire. And tackle are going to be on your line judge and head linesman. So for him to see something from that far away, wow. That's a huge play because Central picked up great positive yardage on that play. Now Harris coming to the near side of the field, and he's going to be stopped, and that clock's going to keep rolling as he finally is taken out of bounds, but forward progress was stopped. And, boy, that's a play that I'm going to go back to as this game unfolds and say that's a huge key play in this ball game.
Yeah, it can be. I tell you what, Lucas Julian, Prince O'Laughlin on the stop for the Warriors defense as they take them back another 4 yards. So they went from 1st and 12 down to 2nd down in about 16. So, situation, maybe dial up another pass, maybe try to run, maybe catch Western off guard defensively, but they've got a lot of options there for the Wolves. Not a lot of options there on 2nd and 16.
Well, they've got safety help with Malin up over the top. as Gibson is looking to get rid of that football, and he's being caught from behind, and he's going to lose yardage, and it's going to be third down now and about 20 yards to go. As Bay City Central just couldn't get anything. Credit good defense from Western, though, as both of the defensive backs had the wide receivers in blanket coverage. But you almost got to think that at that point when you count to 4, if you don't have a clear running lane, you got to just launch that ball as hard and throw it in long and deep as you can, and hope your receiver can make a play.
Well, he was outside the box too. I mean, that's a junior decision maker right there. He's going to have to, get a little bit more experience, but realize that he could have let that fly in the vicinity of one of his receivers, and then you're going to tell me that he can't because it's probably intentional grounding in high school football.
And we got in the final 10 seconds, the back judge with 5, and Central's going to be able to get the play off. Gibson's got time, and he's going to throw that down for DeRocher, and DeRocher had it into his hands and just couldn't hang on as Malin with the hit defensively. But, DeRocher would have made a fabulous catch on that and had an opportunity. But, again, credit the defense from Western to be there to put the hit on.
Tell you what, it was a nice throw, nicely thrown ball by Gibson. Defended down there by Case and Frost as well as Malin.
Julian, from where he was at on the field, got all the way back there, too. So there was a lot of people thinking DeRocher might be in on this big play for Central. So it will be a fourth down situation where modest attempt to come after the punter. And Frost with a fair catch back there. Nope, that is number 9 on the fair catch, Gage Malin.
Gage hasn't been out there very much. His jersey, we can still see it. We can read the letters on the back of his jersey as well. So now the guys that come out in dark mud color 59. Let's see if we can get a name on him. That's Jack Ivan out there. Aiden Robinson's full of some mud out there. A lot of guys out there that are just covered. And they're going to memory this game. This will be something they're going to take with them.
They're going to leave it all on the field.
Robinson trying to come to the outside, puts his head down, buries down to about the 46-yard line. This is the part of the game right now. If you're a Central Wolf, you've got to work on getting a stop defensively, but you also got to make sure you don't take any chances and risk a penalty that's going to continue to allow the Western Warriors offense to thrive and keep that momentum on their side as we are now approaching 3 minutes left here in the quarter number 3.
Kevin Brown on that tackle for Bay City Central. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Strong to the near side of the field. Robinson going to bang forward, and he's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards as he gets down to the 41-yard line. Now all of a sudden you're seeing the offensive line start to get 2, 3, 4 yards down the field and pushing those Central defenders back. And they're over on this near wing of the field where on this part of the field is the best footing of anything. So from that near hash, and we're going to have an official's timeout for a measurement.
It's good right now. You give, Central's looking at it as an advantage to give their defense a little bit of a quick breather and talk it over with Coach Frederick. Coach Willits will take the advantage of the same situation, talk it over with the offense as they're going to bring the chains out eventually.
Yep, they've got the...
We got to walk around the huddle out there for the Warriors. I mean, Coach Willits himself is a huddle.
Yes.
So, now you're going to add 11 high school kids around him, and then it just makes them that much bigger.
As the crew's coming out from the chain gang, and they're going, man, this is sloppy conditions here. I can't even dare a guess. He's going to be right at that first down marker, and I say by the stripe of the football, it's a 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Yeah, with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left, they scored on their first possession. Again, ground and pound right now. Only really have taken a couple of chances downfield. The one pass that Clark threw was a completed pass to Malin, and then on the 2-point conversion. But when you've got Aiden Robinson back there, there's a good chance he's going to be pushing 20, 25 carries of this game. And I'm pretty sure he had a conversation with Coach saying, hey, give me the rock, baby. Give me the rock.
Well, and he says, if I got to sit in the ice bath after this game or tomorrow morning to feel better, if we get a W, I'm all about it. So we'll find out now as we're really, the clock is becoming a factor down to 2:10. And looked like it could have been a little movement on the offense. Looks like the left guard might have anticipated that snap count, and all the coaches from Central tend to agree. As, a little different from ground level as we're up about 35, 40 feet here over this stadium. But,
I'm pretty sure it was offsides.
False start. Yep.
False start.
And when you've got pre-snap reads as an official, people just think, he's only got one thing to look at. Well, it isn't quite that simple. As Robinson's coming forward, good backside help from Bay City Central to pull Robinson down at the 35-yard line. That's going to be J.J. Schultz.
Yeah, Robinson, content again, getting 3-4 yards a pop, just waiting for one of these holes maybe to open up and for him to use that speed. But I think Western is really content as we go down to about 1:15 left here in the third quarter. They just want to continue to ground and pound.
Well, and I got to believe if they take their time on this last snap, they may not need to snap the ball again, but they're not going to wait for that 10 seconds coming up on the back judge. They're going to run a play.
Here's a counter.
There is Ogosh trying to get to the outside, and he does get to the corner. Boy, look at the speed as he gets down inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 25-yard line with 51 ticks left in this third quarter. So Western's going to have to run another play, but Ogosh really turned it upfield nice for Western.
On a dry field, I think maybe gets another 7 to 10, maybe even gets a little bit further. But I think, again, when you're out there running side to side and you're really trying to figure out when you want to make that plant and get that plant foot down, you start thinking a couple of things in your head, and you're like, well, I'm getting some pretty good distance right now. I'll just keep going in this direction. So way to turn it, and 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
As they'll have to run one more play here. Clark is following Robinson and going to try and turn the corner. Makes one person miss. He's going to pick up 5 or 6 yards, and that should be the last play of our third quarter of play as he gets down to about the 18-yard line before Central, amongst others, Bernellis in on that tackle. So they got a gain of about 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 4, and that will be the end of our third quarter of play with a score. Western 21, Central 12. Back for the final 12 in a moment on Bay County TV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Caucaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on Bay County TV with 12 minutes left in the game down on what is the freshest part of this field. Hasn't been torn up yet. It will be 2nd down and 5. As the ball carrier, Aiden Robinson, is going to bang down to the 10-yard line and move the sticks. As the Western offensive line in this second half is either made an adjustment or really starting to get off the ball well.
I think what they're doing is maybe a little wearing down of the Wolves defensively. We talked about the first half about how we thought the Central offensive line was really getting off their snap really well and creating lanes as Harris was able to get 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. Sawinski doing the same thing, but now it looks to be the opposite. It looks like the Warriors finally have gotten away as
well. There's a hold, and the referee is going to get the obvious, and they're going to have a penalty, and it's going to be 1st and 20. As it was a nice run, but that will come back, and that's why the referee is behind that play doing cleanup, and it was obvious to one and all, and that will be a 10-yard penalty, and it will be 1st down and 10 back at about the 21-yard line, or 1st and 20.
Yeah, I was a little surprised right there. You know, one of those things where when you got Aiden Robinson, he gets the outside of you, let go. He's there. He's good to go. He's got enough speed. You know, it's one thing if you're in the middle and you're trying to give him a couple of extra yards, but that's why I hate when they call the holding calls in the middle of the field when the play is on the opposite side, and it's like, why? Just you are irrelevant to the play. Let it go. And once you get a back like Robinson on the outside of you, let him go. And if you're holding him before he gets there, that's one thing. But if you're maintaining your hold, Let it go.
Well, the referee went to the wrong side of the field. Now he comes scurrying back to a spot he feels a little more comfortable with. And it will be first down and 19. Robinson cuts to the outside, looking for Painter. He says, I felt like I was just there a moment ago, and now I'm back. Touchdown for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Wow. Again, a couple of missed tackles and a couple of little zigs and a zag, and here it go. And again, don't hold.
Well, absolutely perfectly run play, 2 plays in a row. And it ended up in pay dirt both times. The second one's the only one that counted, but with the...
Well, he was all right with it. He got an extra 11 yards off the run.
The pending extra point is going to make this a 16-point game, so Central's going to have to come up with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions as Balin bangs it off the school, and the football stays up on the roof. Western's going to have to climb up there after the game to get that ball. Time out of the field with 11 and 25 left in the fourth. It's 28-12. Western over Central. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. We are pleased to have you along. Western, with that last score, finds themselves, Jason, up by 16 points.
2-possession game, so if you're the Wolves, you just want to take 1 possession at a time as they kick up all the way down. Almost a little mix-up there, but we're going to bring it back here. Couple good blocks right there. And he brings it over
the 28-yard line.
Over the 25.
Looking to see who that is. Is that Kevin Brown? Yep.
Is that Kevin or Zach?
Kevin Brown, I think. Was it 10? Numbers are getting tough. Yep, I believe it was. But they get back to the 29-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves. And
well,
Central's got to make some things happen here now in the last 11 minutes. They may have to stretch things out and take a few chances on trying to get some big plays.
Well, I don't think you need to go away from what you're good at in this situation is, run the ball. Try to get Jamario, maybe get him on the outside a little bit. Again, understanding you're down by 2 scores. It's a big difference. If you're going down 3 scores, how critical it is to get into that position to put points on the board. But right now, I think this is a big drive right here. Starting off with a errant throw on first down, brings up 2nd and 10.
Kane Shaver made a great play defensively. He snuffed out that play, and Gibson Jr. did a great job of just throwing that away. As Harris is trying to bang up the middle, and he's going to pick up 4, maybe 5 yards on the play and set up a 3rd down and 5. But I think Central calls this play on 3rd down, realizing that they're almost going to have to, unless they lose yardage, have to go for it on 4th down because you're only limited to how many possessions you're going to have left in this game with 10 and 50 left.
That's correct. And the way that Western's running the ball and moving the ball and keeping that clock rolling, it becomes a possessions game.
As Harris is taking the ball off the left tackle, and he bangs forward, and he's going to pick up yardage out to about the 35-yard line, and the ball was fumbled, and Western comes up with the football.
Okay, Jack Goik with the
and Harris
ball.
is down on the field. He took a shot as Goik comes up with the football.
Well, Harris comes up. He's got the shoulder pad out. Looks like maybe a little leg, a little walking, a little gingerly coming off the field. Maybe got tackled a little low, hit a little low, and
it looks, like potentially a hip area as the way he's walking funny, but he took a shot and coughed up that football, and boy, that is a major change, and Central's going to call a timeout right now. They've got to make sure that they are set defensively, and the defense is going to have to come up with something big. We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV as the Western Warriors with a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of Central. There goes Aiden Robinson. Aiden Robinson makes the first person miss, and he's going to get down to the 29-yard line. And boy, you could just tell a kid like that looks like he gets stronger as the game goes on, and those arm tackles are not bringing him down right now.
No, if you look at his lower body, there's nothing small about him. He is a powerful back, regardless of size. There's a big difference, a misperception that if you're a shorter back, that you're a small back. But this kid, there's nothing small about him. There's your counteraction with Ogosh coming back up. Ooh, nice tackle by the Wolves. He took a
shot, but he got the first down as he's down to the 22-yard line.
Be a 1st down and 10 for the Warriors with just under 10 minutes left here in quarter number 4. 28-12, Bay City Western in front of the Central Wolves.
And, you know, looking at the Western offense right now, I'm saying if you're up by 2 scores, I'm not even thinking about snapping the ball until that back judge's hand goes up in the air as Clark comes around the corner, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play down to the 16-yard line. But I'm using clock management right now and going to gobble up 37, 38 seconds on every single snap.
Yeah, there's no reason to. We talked about it last week, maybe trying to get yourself in the mindset from a playoff standpoint, how you want to handle situations. Well, this is a great opportunity with just about 9 minutes and 10 seconds left here in quarter number 4 is to learn how to milk that clock a little bit in your favor.
Boy, and there was a high snap, and Julian, with his first carry of the game, makes a couple of people miss, and he's going to be down inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line. I believe that's the first time he's carried the mail tonight.
So as well. It's, again, a part that we talked about before the game. We talked about a 5-headed monster in that running back room where they all make each other better week in and week out. If you want to be on the field, you got to be competing every day in that practice room and on that practice field with the Coach Willards and his offensive staff.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Julian gets the ball again, and he is banged at the line of scrimmage, but he still seems to fall forward and pick up a couple of yards. He's just inside the 3-yard line. Boy, that was a major clash of humanity there at the line of scrimmage.
It wasn't. And one thing, if you're watching this on replay and you're seeing a lot of these Warriors, these offensive linemen are really finishing their blocks. We call them pancakes when you flatten your guy out, and they're not stopping until they get to that whistle. They hear that whistle from the official, then they stop and get up and get ready to do it all over again.
Up to the line they come. They are going to switch to make that strong side to the wide side. And Clark on the quarterback keeper. He's down sniff at the goal line. He's into the end zone. It looks like, are they going to give that to him?
Yes, sir.
It looked like the head linesman called it. It will be a Western Warrior touchdown. As the Warriors add to their lead and up 34-12 right now, pending the Malin extra point.
24 unanswered. The Wolves took the 10-7 lead. What was it, 10-8, 10-6, 10-6 lead, 10-3 lead. What was the score? 12-10.
12-10, yes. WKNX. That ball is up on the roof and comes back off the building, and the conversion is good.
Either way.
While Jason Nugent gets his abacus out, we know the score now is 35-12. We'll be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Here on BCTV as the Western Warriors put another one on the scoreboard and go up 3 scores over Bay City Central. Bay City's going to have to catch lightning in a bottle here in the last 7:58. High deep end over end kick. That's going to be taken by Brown back at his own 11-yard line. comes upfield, and he's banging forward, making the first couple of people miss. Finally brought down at the 32-yard line. At that point, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Well, again, we're looking at a couple of things. You're going to have to score quick. You're going to have to almost go outside of your offensive comfort zone and try to make something work. You not have a lot of down 23 points right now as it sits, 23. So, again, 3 possessions. It's just going to be tough. Again, outside your comfort zone, see what Coach Freddie can dial up here for the Wolves. Nice to see Jamario back in there as the pass, or looking to pass.
And he's going to throw that down, and Frost with an interception. Boy, they smelled that one coming. And down the field is Cam Reed could not get loose. And Harris looks like he took a hit after he threw that football.
He did, and that play, we talked about it in the first quarter when they were running it a couple of times. This time when you know that you're looking for something deep, that defensively you're not selling out on that pitch, and just maybe not the right time to do it. You had to look for something, I understand that, but in the first quarter, that probably would have went for 7. Could have went for 7.
Yep.
Would have, but could have.
And Harris, he thought about not doing it. He tried to run. There really wasn't much there. Tried to air it out, and Frost was in perfect position and made a sure-handed interception.
Now with 7:41 left, 35-12 in favor of Western. Going to go back, I'm guessing. Let's go ground and pound right here, see if they can make something, as Robinson will take the direct snap. Try to get something over the right side, try to bounce it out.
And he does. He bounces that to the outside, and he's going all the way down to about the 37-yard line. And that head linesman over there says as soon as you get this ball set, I'd say his forward progress was stopped, and he's going to be inbound.
Yeah, they're rolling it.
1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. And again, Central defense looked like they were right there, but Robinson got an arm tackle, pushed it aside, and had enough speed and wherewithal to get around the corner.
He got on his little scooter right there, see, and he made it to the outside. He learned that trick, outrunning people by racing his dad all the time back in the day. Robert still claims that he's faster than Aiden, but Aiden said he can't beat him anymore, so his little
There's the counter-action play. Falon turns the corner, and there is nothing there but green grass. He's into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior touchdown. Falon shows his speed, and the Central defense was looking for Robinson, and a perfect play call and another big touchdown run for the Western Warriors.
This is the battle of two teams right here. Through haymakers early, they were able to kind of counter each other a little bit, but this is an opportunity where Western's really showing their depth, their offensive depth out there. And again, we talk about the 5-headed monster, and as Malin will kick that one up off the Central Stadium or Central High School.
They've lost 2 balls up there now.
Oh, it's come down. There it comes. Oh,
nope. I think they both stayed up there.
Oh, the first one came down. That kid was trying to take it to the Corey Hill. He's trying to take it to Corey Hill to get his
free bag of popcorn. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Back here on Bay County TV as the Western Warrior offense in the second half has exploded, and they find themselves up 42-12 over the Central Wolves. Another high deep end over end kick. It's going to be taken by Van Dusen as he picks that up on his ankles. Got a little crease up over the 30 to the 33-yard line before he's finally brought down by the Western Warriors. Falon looks like he was in on that hit.
That's his reward for scoring a touchdown. Stay out there and hit
somebody. Stay out there on the special teams and have a hit knocker.
Your jersey's still too white. How do you score a touchdown? How do you run the ball and you come out there with a white jersey?
Well, when you can go coast to coast without getting tackled, you can keep your jersey white.
That's one way to do it.
Bay City Central coming up to the line of scrimmage. And again, Finish strong is very important, especially for these seniors for Bay City Central. Sawinski going up the middle, and he's going to bang forward. And look at him churning for about 6, just shy of the 40-yard line.
A couple of key things here. Obviously, the fumble by Harris and the interception, both leading right to points. Again, you got to find that, like you say, a lightning in a bottle. You're just going to need to get some positive activity here. With we are now approaching the 6-minute mark, halfway through the fourth quarter. There's still a lot of learning to be taught out there in a high school football game.
Well, and at this point, it's about finishing. As Harris bangs forward, and he's going to pick up the first down as he'll be out to the 44-yard line. Come on, line judge, let's say first down here. He's going to say, let's just put it here and take a peek at it. It's a first down. We don't need to measure that. 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves. As the referee came over and he goes, oh, yeah, at least by the length of the football. That we're looking right down the straights at that. We knew exactly where that ball was. High backfield formation once again. Sawinski banging forward, and boy, the defense was ready for him as there was a modest gain of about a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Up out of the bottom of the stack. Looks like Julian and number 4 as well, and that is Goik.
Yeah, Jack Goik, the defensive end. Undersized by defensive end measurements, but
you can't
measure. Yeah, you can't measure the grit, the heart, as number 99 comes onto the field, and we don't have a 99, maybe an 89, maybe that's a John Kutchik.
Yep, I'd say it's a Kutchik.
It's a nice white jersey that he just brought on.
Sawinski again, and Sawinski gets up to midfield, and he's going to pick up 5 yards as he's brought down defensively by Connor Nickel. And again, there's a little jacking of the jaw going on down there, and as an official, you got to be really careful that this doesn't get out of hand down the stretch. And I'll tell you, you throw one flag for that, and you're going to shut the rest of them up in a big hurry.
I think so, and there's been a couple of times where maybe they went a little excessive, but, again, it's a rivalry. You just got to maintain your composure as he's going to try to run that, as Gibson will get probably just over the 50-yard line to the 49, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 4, 4th down and maybe a long 4, short 5.
I would say you're looking at 4 yards, a short 4, as we're going short. Short 4 sounds better than long 4 in the odds of making it. As Gibson Jr. comes from the sidelines, and irregardless, it's a chunk of real estate for Central with 4 minutes left in this game and counting. See if they can move the sticks. That ball is down on the ground, and it almost looked like he just lost control of that thing as it came back up out of the snap. And whether that's an incomplete pass, whether that's a fumble, it does not matter, as the ball's going to go over on downs, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors with 3:45 left in the game. And I think it's important right now for Bay City Central to try and keep Western out of the end zone one more time, as this game has been decided. But every time a score pounds up on the board right now, it's just a little tougher to swallow when you look back at it.
Yeah, they're going to look back, and again, it's a tale of two halves, right? I mean, the first half, toe-to-toe, a lot of good action, a lot of good play calling. Second half, Western just came out, and they instilled a little bit more of their offensive will, and had a couple of big plays, and were able to make some things happen, as Julian will take the direct snap up the middle, and he is going to go untouched.
He's down at the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. He's going to go over and celebrate with the fans over there. Little Lambeau leap at the end. It's a Bay City Western Warrior touchdown. Man. Boy, they saved Julian for the end, and their biggest back, their freshest back down the stretch, just comes up with a couple of huge plays.
Well, defensively, it looked like it was almost a broken play, almost a high snap there, and was able to still corral it. And they sold out one and did not get a finger on Julian as he was able to break through the line and go untouched into the end zone.
I hope Western doesn't lose all their footballs tonight. Malin's up with this kick as well. And that's going to bounce back down, and that will not end up being a souvenir. They're trying to head towards the exit with that football right now. I think they'll be shut down, though, as they're trying to scoot out with a little souvenir here at time out of the field with 3:34 left in the game. It's 49-12, Western over Central. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV is they saved Julian for the fourth quarter, and that big, strong, fresh running back has paid dividends. Malin set to kick off. Another high, deep end, over-end kick. It's going to be taken by Kenton Van Dusen from Central. He's coming to the near side of the field. He's got a little room. Look at out there. We've got two great blocks from Jamario Harris. And we got a penalty flag down here at the end of the play at the 38-yard line.
I think this one is going to be.
There was a little holding call back at about the 25, but if that's the call, it's a late one. And they're going to call holding on Bay City Central. And that is going to be, if the flag is from a good spot, it is going to move the ball back to the 28-yard line. As the referee will confirm.
Landon Beckers is going to get called for the hold, and Van Dusen's nice return for naught.
As it will be first and 10 from the 28 for Bay City Central again, with 3:25 and counting left in the game.
Starting to see some white jerseys out there on the Western defensive side. Some new players coming in as Sawinski will take the handoff and go right to about the 34-yard line. Got hit low.
He felt kind of funny there, and I was just waiting, hoping that everything was all right. He's just a touch gimpy, as, boy, that's a kid that just puts his heart and soul into every day, and he's one of those kids that's a big physical specimen, and he just started wrestling last year, so he's looking forward to coming back and getting on the Facundo wrestling program for the offseason.
Train,
oh, yes.
Facundo train.
And we're going to have another penalty flag, and we're going to have an offside on the defense.
He comes from good stock as Dad Jason Sawinski, a standout player here back in the mid-'90s. His mother, Rochelle, a fantastic basketball, volleyball. I tell you what, played for Dave Petrosky on the basketball side. Heather Musser, Jamie Kolakowski, Beth Pawluk. I mean, that was a fantastic basketball team back in the day.
You talked to Jason, though, and he just told me this week his dad was on that 69 state championship team here at Central. So you're talking three generations of excellence. Harris puts his shoulder down, runs over a defender, and they get out to the 43-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and a long 6 as we're down to 2 minutes and 13 seconds and counting left in the game.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that we are now in the tips situation as the lead has ballooned above the 35-point threshold, so the clock will not stop unless there is a timeout, an injury, points scored, or a timeout.
Well, yes, but no. And I think we're going to have a face mask here as this tackle by number 12,
Carter Gushow. So you got timeouts, injuries, points,
penalties,
and scores. Okay,
yes.
I got the P's and the S's.
Yep, you were
points. I said.
That indeed. So the penalty, I believe, is going to be a 15-yard face mask. I didn't see the initial indication. I think he gave it to us, but now the PA system is going to confirm. It'll be a first down, and we're going to pick the flag up, and he's going to crank that clock with $1:51 left. Oh, that's the umpire's flag. He's like, I don't get to throw the flag very often either. Now the umpire back in place, blow the whistle, and clock is again running.
Little DeRocher
counter play for DeRocher, and DeRocher comes forward, and he gets down to the 35-yard line. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down, so Central moving the ball late as they're just running out of time.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're getting almost all of your seniors a run. Sawinski, Harris, DeRocher, the guys who've put the blood, the sweat, the tears into the Wolves program for Coach Frederick these last 4 years. Well, even before then when they were over at Handy, and then before that in the Bay FL. So these guys bleed, and they bleed purple and gold, and my hat's off to them, continuing to finish this game strong.
Harris with the little seam. Now he cuts to the outside, and he's going to be down to about the 23-yard line, but they're going to keep this clock rolling in that tip situation, and Harris looks like he's just a little gimpy right now and might be coming out of the game.
Be give him an opportunity to have his coaches tell him, great job, good career, nothing to hang your head about.
As this could be the last play of the ball game, as we're approaching 35 seconds now left in this game. As Central comes up to the line, and even an incomplete pass, if they throw it, will keep that clock rolling.
Dylan Box entered the game for Harris as another run with Sawinski up the middle. Going to give him probably close to nine yards on the carry, which will would bring up second down and short.
As it will bring up a second and one, as Sawinski's going to come off for a little swan song and showing their congratulations. 5 seconds left in the game. Can Central get this last snap of the game off? Somebody else gets a carry, and that's all there is.
There is no more.
The final score in the ball game, the Western Warriors 49 and the Central Wolves 12, as we are in a Malin doing a backflip out there.
Ozzie Smith.
It's going to be very interesting now, but many prognosticators say that a Western win gets them into the playoffs, so we're going to come back and put the wraps on this in just a moment on BCTV. Back with our Sandlot Sports post-game show here on BCTV. And boy, what was a dogfight first half turned into a Western offensive dynamo in the second half.
Yeah, it didn't take long. They actually had a really nice time-consuming possession there at the start of the third quarter that put them up 21-12, giving the ball back to Central. It's just one of those things where Western just seemed in the second half to get off the ball offensive line-wise a little quicker, open up some gaps, and it doesn't take a lot for Aiden Robinson to find one of those creases, and he's gone. We saw Jackson Clark do that. We saw Jackson Clark do that on a situation where it was sinking in really long, and almost a broken play. He gets the ball, and all of a sudden, a couple of zigs and a couple of zags later, he's in pay dirt. So, I thought kudos and hats off to the adjustments made by the Warriors on the offensive side of things. They just seemed to wear down the Wolves as the game went on.
Well, and they used at least 5 running backs. Malin was the only one that I didn't know got it. Falan got in the action, got a big touchdown, and then they brought Julian in at the end, and he being fresh and strong just made some big runs as well.
He did. And last year in this game, he was coming, being nagged with injuries last year and wasn't even sure if he was going to finish off the season, and then decided to hold off on the injury surgery. Had a great game, put the ball in the end zone a couple times last year, pounding. He's really a strong back, strong linebacker. We talked about Robinson, obviously, as the catalyst for the offense. You mentioned Falan, Braylon Ogosh got there on a couple of the counters, and of course Jackson Clark back there. So again, without Malin, you still had five backs. But to give Malin credit at the end of the first half, big reception. To allow himself to go back out there. Not only does he get the reception, get taken down hard, he has to go back out there and kick a 41-yard field goal. So great all-around game by the Warriors on the offensive side.
Well, prognosticators say that a win here over Central vaults them into the playoffs. So the selections show on Sunday night is going to determine that. And at 5-4, if they're fortunate enough to get in, they're going to be on the road. But just to be able to have an opportunity to play in Week 10 is something special.
Well, it's an extra week of practice, an extra week of preparation. Your seniors get an extra game. But I really think if you look back to their losses, they lost to Traverse City West 8-7. They lose to Mount Pleasant on a 4th down, unheard of type play, and that is a potential first-round opponent for the Warriors. So they lose that game 28-24. They end up losing to Dow 17-7 in a game that was 7-7 for the most part. They kick a field goal, add a late touchdown. So they've been in a lot of these games. So they're not, we talked about at the top of the show with Coach Frederick being a play here or play there. Western's a player or two away from being 8-1 right now. So let's not take away the fact that that's a good football team that we just watched.
Well, when we looked forward to this season, it seems like we blinked twice when we got through week number 9 as this season flew by. But like to thank Mike Wisdala for the weeks that he was able to cover for both you and I. But it's been a pleasure working this year with you again, Jason. We have a tremendous time together. We saw a lot of great football, but now it looks like we're ready to turn the next chapter over to hoop season.
Hey! Listen, I'm always ready to turn it. I'm always ready to turn it over to hoop season. So let's not. I'm happy. It was a great football season. We did see a lot of good games. The Glen Garber rivalry, the Central Western rivalry. We saw some really good football this fall here in Bay County, so lots of things to be happy and excited about, and even looking forward to next year. There's going to be a lot of good football teams right here in Bay County.
I would remiss if I didn't say Jared Doan helped with camera, but Nick Page continues to lead by great examples, so it's a group effort making all this happen. We just seem to be the face of the program and have all the fun, but what a great fall it's been.
It has been, and certainly looking forward to our winter schedule and getting on the basketball court where everybody can stay warm and dry.
Well, we were able to do both of those tonight, too, in inclement weather, but thanks for supporting us in a great season, and we'll look forward to what the winter brings. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.